If there's one thing that pisses me off, it's overly expensive food trucks. And I'm not going to just straight up say I hate it. The most I'll say is dislike it because they generally piss me off. Like the whole point of food trucks is to be cheap, affordable food on wheels. And I'm not talking about those taco trucks that aren't painted out at all and have rest marks in the corner. No, I'm talking about the ones that sell any type of food for more than $10 and it's not worth the price at all. Like for some of these trucks, I don't even know where the premiums for these come from. Your gas bill? That's the equivalent to your one homie paying for your food and saying, don't worry about it. Then all of a sudden, he asks you for gas and says, you owe me one. All right, bro, I got you. But damn, like the average truck can be around 50 to 100K, which is nothing to scoff at. An insurance company will still deny that claim. But I just can't understand why these companies charge so much for the food that they are giving. Food truck culture has literally ruined the whole concept to me because every truck, if your food comes out of a truck, you know you're paying an extra premium for it for nothing. Overinflated prices literally destroy this so much. Like, hold on, I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back and I went to a food truck near me and I spent $15 on all this. 2 things. I got 2 things which cost me around $15. I lost the receipt before I could take a picture of it, but this costed me $15 worth of gas I could have got, and I got a small fry, which is pretty decently sized. It probably just tastes like any normal fry. No, I'm not even going to talk about the heat because I had to drive home for it, but there's nothing special about these. Maybe I should have got the Cajun ones they offered. But these were $4 small fry, which isn't that bad. I think I need a little ketchup with that. And once again, I think ketchup saved this. Here's the grand reveal of the $10 chicken sandwich. Comes with whatever sauce they use, tomato, pickles, spicy sauce. Guess the only thing I can do is take a bite. Dang, that's messy. It's really not that bad, but I don't think the price justifies it. I mean, $15 for all this, I don't know. Yeah, the sandwich isn't overly flavorful. Like, there's not really a lot going on besides all the toppings it already has, which don't bring a lot of flavor to it. And the fries are really unseasoned. Like, usually you can taste the fry even if it's cold. It'll taste good because of the seasoning they put on it. There's really not a lot of salt on this, so. All right, definitely after finishing, I can confidently say that it was no better than any average chicken sandwich I had at a restaurant that costed me less than $6. I really don't think the price is justified for all these sandwiches that they're charging this much for. And that $10 chicken sandwich was the price of around 32 McDonald's sauce packets. I'm not going to say any names or location of the place because I know, ironically, that places have to eat. And there are multiple out there that I don't like. And I feel like any food truck can be more worse and dissatisfying than the others, even overpriced. But I'm not going to just say that one was the worst one I've ever had. I'm just saying that from my experience from the one food truck I went to, I wasn't that pleased. But it's almost to me like people wanted to do something different with their restaurants, so they automatically switched to doing food trucks because, yeah, that's different. It wasn't that common back then. Like, to me, these food trucks are equivalent to those one memes you see where you're about to pay $15 for a millennial burger with no fries or no drink. It's crazy to me because I was just reading something, too, that prices have almost shot up double over the past decade, or 53% for the same order over 3 months. Which really kind of drives the point further that this market is really competitive and there's multiple food trucks coming out in each area at a time, which really drives up the price because they're trying to constantly outprice each other in a way so they can constantly stay afloat. Because according to the internet, 30% of food trucks fail in the first 3 years, and then in the first 5 years, 50% of food trucks fail. Which really shows why they got to jack up the prices to make sure they can stay in business. Like, even the cost of owning a food truck has gone up. Now it is comparable to even owning a restaurant. It seems to me that all these things that used to look down upon have been ruined by the upper class because they became trendy, driving their prices up, making them more popular. Like, this reminds me of a joke by Gabriel Iglesias where he talks about food trucks and how it is good food in the trucks, but people were thrown off due to the fact that the food was served from a truck. And nowadays it's so widespread that you can hardly even think of a day where it was deemed unsanitary, depending on where you're from. And by all means, this is no French Revolution, death to the rich propaganda bullshit. This is just my opinion on the matter. I know this is such a small thing to like rant upon, but it generally is something that makes me so mad. How something that used to be considered like cheap food is now considered one of the most expensive restaurants you can pay for to eat at. It goes to show you that not all good things in life were always the most expensive. Like, for example, those used to be really cheap and people love them and stuff. Cheap, good food. But now all the prices have gone up and it's been ruined for a lot of people and a lot of businesses. Like, I can only imagine the amount of buyer's remorse someone had after taking a bite into their $20 chicken sandwich, only to realize they should have stayed humble and went to McDonald's instead. All right, well, that's going to be the end of this. Thank you for watching. Bye!